So chapter 13, math part B, question number 9. The risk involved, highlight the word risk involved in being a mortgagee, question number 9. Being a mortgagee, mean lender, so you have lent the money of funds secured by a mortgage is, number 1, greater than the risk involved when investing in a Canadian government bond.
A is correct.
True, right?
A is true.
So highlight greater. Acceptable to many investors if the interest rate is high enough. So highlight. Yeah.
In the A
For
correct.
example, if you're a lender, if you're getting 10%, so you will say, okay, no problem. So I'll lend money against house, right? So that's also true. So highlight the acceptable, highlight the interest rate is high enough. C, reduce through careful appraisal. Yeah, if you're a lender, so you can reduce your risk through careful appraisal of the value of the property and the credit rating. So highlight credit rating and highlight a careful appraisal. So basically, being a lender, you can reduce your risk. So that's also true. So 8 out of 10 times. So the number D. So all of the above is true. So one question you will see in the exam about risk, right? Now we go to the question number 11. Mortgage interest rates are sometimes described as being sticky. So I have the word sticky. That is,
The other guy was his name Alex. For this question number 9, he said A is only correct, not all of the above. So greater than the risk involved in the investment is Canadian government bond for similar time period. Right.
Go to
Yeah, mark is A.
go to the next one. Yeah, that's true.
So what is the answer? D.
Yeah, it's all of the above. Okay, so there may be different question. So number 11, mortgage interest rates are sometimes described as being sticky. How do we go to sticky? That is, changes in mortgage rates tend to lag behind changes in bond yield. So one reason for this stickiness is, so why do we call it sticky? So changes in mortgage rates tend to lag behind changes. So if the bond rate changes, right, bond interest changes, so basically mortgage rate changes. So one reason for this stickiness is, because this is a technical question, right? The short-term nature of mortgage loan, so mortgage is not a short-term, mortgage is a long-term. The weak secondary market, yes, you can highlight that, the weak secondary market, the weak secondary mortgage market. Mortgage is highly, if you read all of them, mortgage is highly, it's a liquid, it's not liquid, it's a illiquid. So that's out of the question, right? So all mortgage investments are identical, means same, no, not same. 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year. So which one is left is only number 2. Is the weak secondary mortgage market. So what is the weak secondary mortgage market? Basically when the banks lend the money, what do? So they borrow from somewhere else, right? So if the bond rate goes up, they make money. It goes down, they make less money. So because of, but this question answer will tell the answer itself. So you already know about the mortgage, right? It's not a short term, it's a long term. It's not a liquid, right? And it's not a same. So basically you automatically find it. So it's number 2. And then we go to the number 12. A mortgager. Do you know the difference between mortgager and mortgagee?
Mortgager gives the money.
Mortgager is a borrower and mortgagee is a lender.
Or a franchisee, mortgagee.
Yeah. So mortgager would prefer a straight line principal reduction plan to a constant payment plan. Borrower, mean you are a borrower, right? You would want a straight line principal reduction. So basically your principal get reduced, right? Right? Then a constant payment means you are paying every month the same payment. when do you want that? When do you want that reduced plan? If you know your income is going down, so you would want the principal reduction. If you know you have a stable income, you work for Air Canada, you know you're gonna get a check every month, right? You can go constant. You know your income is going down, so you have, so it's B. The mortgager foresees, mean predicts his income decreasing. You say the market is slowing down, you're not making much money in real estate, right? And you would want the straight line principal reduction. So basically every month your things go down.
300
So it's B. Yeah. As we go to the next one, after 12 is a 15. Yeah. So we go to 15. So question number 15. Which of the following is the main reason? Which of the following is the main reason and that interest accruing loans are normally written for short term? Highlight. Main reason. Highlight interest accruing. You know interest accruing where the interest adds on, right? Basically where the interest adds on. For example, if I have lent money to somebody at $10,000, he's not paying me anything, he's paying me very less, but it's becoming 11,000, 12,000. So it means so lender, see, lender return and original investments are at a risk, are at risk for the entire term of an interest accruing loan. See, basically if I have lent somebody money, that guy is not paying me anything back or paying me very minimal.
Just like credit card when you pay minimum monthly payment.
Yeah. So basically your 10 is becoming 11, 12, 30, you're not paying anything back. It's just interest add on. So the person's money is at risk, right? Basically if I'm paying $500, $300 towards principal, at least he's getting paid something. You understand? So it's C. So lender return and original investments are at risk. Then we go to the number, next one is
17.
Yeah, 17. From the point of view of the lender, the interest charged on a mortgage, so I had interest charged on a mortgage, and I had the word lender, and you're talking about lender, does not represent, it doesn't represent. Interest charged on a mortgage does not represent. So the answer is B, the cost of financing the lender's debt. From the point of view of the lender, the interest charged on a mortgage doesn't represent. So you can think of the other way. From lender's point of view, so he charges the interest on a mortgage represents. So let's go the other way. So he charges the money. For example, if I lend the money, I charge 10%. So what does it represent? Number one, a payment for a portion of general overhead and operating cost of the lender. If I charge 10%, basically, so I have to pay also to the bank 2.89 plus any, if I borrow money from somebody else, right? So basically that's my cost. So how does the word? General overhead and operating cost. Then C, incentive to accept uncertainty or risk. So I'm lending money and I'm also taking a risk. So I don't know whether the guy is going to pay me back or not. So I have the word uncertainty or risk. A return on capital, and I expect a return. So basically, I expect a return. If I lend somebody money, so basically if he pays me 10%, so then I expect it, but they ask the opposite question, what it does not represent. So it's the other second, the cost of financing the lender's debt. So basically, so the lender finance his debt, it doesn't represent his point of view. Okay? So I can go over with you.